A very good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight on the Evening Review. My name is Dwindled. Tonight on the platform, we are welcoming back the spokesperson of the Affirmative Repositioning movement, which today turned 9 years old. It was established on this day in 2014. And it has been a roller coaster. So thank you, George, for making time. Thank you for coming back to the platform. 9 years.
Yes.
What has been the most proudest moment of the movement?
Well, thank you very much, Trevor, and good evening, everyone. I think the proudest moment of the movement was last year. Last year, when we officially held our first national assembly of the movement, when we started what we call the first phase of the REEF program. That is now the organizing, institutionalizing, and formalization of the AR movement.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that was the most proudest moment of the movement, because we saw almost about 500 young people converging in Wabasbai from all corners of the country.
Yeah.
Where it it reflected also the national characteristics of this beautiful country. So it was that was the biggest moment of the movement. Yes.
Yeah, but that is just now within the movement itself. I mean, outwardly, what would you say that has been the most impactful change, if you like, that AR has made since in those 9 years?
Yeah, the impactful is a growth, because I always make this reference that it started from 3. Now we are almost around about 20 that are actually now participating and leading the movement. So that for me is also one of the key things that I must take away. That look, that has been the objective at the beginning anyway. That look, at some point we need to ensure that this movement grows and that the rightful owners of the movement take over. And that's now the rightful owners. I mean now young Namibians from all walks of life to come in and take charge. Because we will never be able to do it on our own, but everybody else, every young person must come and play their role in the growth and the solution of the movement. Yes.
Yeah. What comes to mind always is that picture, the photo of you, Job Mpanda, Dimbulokini Naomi. I think there was a 4th person there, isn't it? Or was it only the 3 of you?
Yeah, that's a 4th person. That was a 4th person.
Yeah. Because it started as a symbolic message that you wanted to send. Was there any idea at that moment that there would be actually something called a movement, or the movement element only emerged later? Because of course you guys got a lot of flack in SWAPO at the time. You were SWAPO members at the time, and the party leadership didn't take kind to the humiliation, as they called it at the time. Was it after that, getting a flag from the leadership, that you thought, guys, let's now build on to what we did into a movement, or was it already a movement in that moment?
No, the movement came, I think, maybe a few days later, because when we did a symbolic occupation of land in Kenakupa, we later went to go and reflect. Say, guys, this thing, because it was all over news, it was all over, everybody in the country knew about it. So at times, say, how do we move now forward from this? What is the next steps? And we realized that, look, this thing will get us into trouble. We're already in trouble anyways. But then how do we then move forward? And then you see that 2 things will happen. It's either they embrace us or they push us aside. But if they embrace us, we still keep our stance, we still keep our characteristics. And then if they push us aside, we still keep our characteristics, we still keep our formation. So it was a give and take at the particular moment in time. And ever since then, there's no regrets whatsoever. It's just been like I said, there's nothing nothing in this world has a trajectory that goes only upwards. So there will be ups and downs here and there. There will be highs, there will be lows. But with us, it has been as such. We are not unique to this climate, but we have embraced those challenges. We've embraced the milestones that we've achieved, and we just want to say that that as young people we have learned a lot, and we stand ever ready to champion the restoration of dignity for Namibians and the bigger populace.
Yeah. It is not exactly the celebration that you ought to have pictured 9 years ago, that at this juncture, when you'll be 9 years, you will still be not having actually delivered on some of your key targets. Land has always been, especially urban land, that has been the AR song for the past 9 years. And I don't seem to remember a single point where you say on that front you have actually delivered any of that, because we've seen people coming to submit applications for land in the city of Windhoek. We've seen you guys going to State House in 2015, I think, met the president, signed or committed to some agreement. 2 weeks ago, there were reports in the newspapers that the courts have actually dismissed, because, I mean, the government didn't keep the part of the bargain, and you guys dragged them to court or something like that, and the court sort of said, it was actually nothing compelling. So what can this 9-year-old child tell as her success?
Success. There's so many successes that we can. Maybe I'll start from the going backwards. I think for the first time in this country, we were able to have public interviews being held for the office of the ombudsman, and then that followed with the city of Windhoek, and now each and every other MOA or parastatal is now doing open public interviews as a way of keeping everybody to keep the process transparent and authentic. We had what we call the March for Land demonstration, where we were saying that, look, the Squatter Proclamation is being used as a tool by the police and by the state to further marginalize the Namibians, and we're still in court on that particular. We were challenging the constitutionality of it. And then if you go further between 2016 to 2020, you would have realized that how Oshakati has evolved in terms of Ehenye, Kuku, and that is because of the program that we've signed with the state, the Massive Urban Land Servicing Program, that was able to deliver those particular exchanges in Oshakati. The same way you can say in Kwisapmoon, in Narrabul, in Walvis Bay, and also now just recently Windhoek has finally delivered on the 200 plots in Extension 4, Kodahap, and there's still more to be done in that particular extension. So they might not be huge milestones to anybody, but that I can tell you is that is because of our efforts that we have, because of the efforts that we have made, that the people in Oshakati, in Walvis Bay, now in Windhoek are able to have a place to call home. If you had to go fast forward backwards, we all look at the 2014 applications. You remember there was the Komazal Extension 16, where some of my friends and family members and colleagues and young professionals are residing now. And some of them got those applications because they had previously applied during the 14,000 applications. And the same thing goes to Hendy's Bay with the ones when we did the mass land applications. Swakopmund did the same, Bababa did the same. So if anybody is saying that you're not done enough or we don't achieve anything, I think that's he or she is being oblivious, because every little thing that you have done has bear fruits, and we are are cognizant of the effort that each and every activist has put in that in achieving those milestones, and are proud of how far we've come. It might not be at the scale we wanted to, but also it's something to be proud of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are your plots in Hendy's Bay? Your personal plots?
I don't know yet. I'm still waiting for the municipality to finish everything. I think that's a personal opinion. Yeah, I'm waiting for them to finish, and then I might relocate to Hendy's Bay from Windhoek.
Is that was that always part of the deal that you must tolungu gwetitapura, like you making food for others and also eating the process? Was that always
No. I think that thing was very that plot is very funny how it came about, because we were doing 2015 when we did the massive applications. We had applied in Windhoek because we resided in Windhoek. And then from that particular moment, then we said, okay, 2015, let's go and do the massive lead applications. Now in that process, we started now visiting now. As we are going now, we started in Okanja went into Karebe, Usakos, went to Walvis Bay, Swakopmund, and then Hendy's Bay. So now just see how is the process on that particular day? How is the process going? The process is going further until it ended up in Hendy's Bay. And this bid said that no, colleagues, we had done applications. We met the CEO. CEO said no. We had we received 9 applications, and all those 9 applications got allocated. At that particular time, there's somebody that was based in France, but Namibian as well. So he also took the chance now to say, if I'll apply that in Hendy's Bay. So he said, are you sure? He said, yes, everybody got the applications, that applied. Got the application, including some members of NYS that were residing in that area. So okay, fine. So if we write now letters, are you sure you are also gonna get? Said no, there's enough land here. Just write the letter, and then you'll see it. And then he wrote. We handwritten applications. Sometime in April, we got the call. Fine, colleagues, council is approved his allocation. So now, once we received the particular word, we then rekindled every other. So guys, look, okay, if my application if you find my application anywhere else in Namibia, please do cancel it. I have mine. I got a place to call home in Hendy's Bay. So everybody, anything else then must be cancelled. Job also did the same. He was, I think they tried to make him look bad in Ondangwa. He said that no, I don't have any plot in Ondangwa, and also did the same. So when we meant that a plot per person, we meant it. So because it cannot be that I have a plot in Windhoek, then I have a plot in Hendy's Bay and around wherever else. Then I'll be equally a land baron when you're calling these are guys who are land barons in this country, where each and every town they have a piece of land. So we said that no, we won't become like that, because then it doesn't show remorsefulness. It also doesn't show that that we care for fellow Namibians. Yeah.
Okay. We go for a break and then return for second half.
Take a load off and tune into another episode of Brave Namibia as we take a look at both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Brave Namibia is broadcasted on NTV Saturdays at 6:30 p.m. and Oneuptwo.com, as well as broadcasted on the following Facebook platforms on Wednesday at 5:30 p.m. Republican, Allgemeine Zeitung, Namibian Sun, and all Namibia Media Holdings pages. For more information, contact the Brave team at brave@synergy.com.na. Brave Namibia, for the ordinary and extraordinary Namibians.
The conversation continues on the evening review. George, the other thing is, are you guys fatigued now? as AR, because we don't see the energy that we saw in the formative years of your movement, and it's not. And I hear this excuse by you guys that now you see we have now changed the strategies and the approach, but the approach that worked is the one that you started with.
Yeah, I don't know. See, the how should I put it? You see, when we study, like I said, everything has its. Nothing is. You always don't. Even like with a car, at some point you go fast, you go slow. So the idea is that we, in our, I think maybe in our 6th or 7th year, we established what we call the sites of struggle. The sites of struggle is now, for example, your demonstrations, it's your litigations, it's your negotiations, it's elections, it's taking up political office.
Yeah.
Now, in those cycles, we simply find at every point, whenever we are going to make a decision, we must have those five sides of struggle in mind. Now we are busy. We're in council. We have 2 seats in council, where one of our members is part of the MC of City of Windhoek. Now, in that process, is that it's good to hold people accountable. It's very necessary to hold people accountable, but then there's certain ways on how you can hold them accountable. So we don't want to see ourselves, we're on the streets, but then there's somebody else that should be doing something in council. So all the effort must go to those particular people that are in council. So if they are failing, then you're also failing. So at some point we must hold them accountable, and you hold the two accountable in different forms that are available to us. So the fatigueness, we're not fatigued. It's just that we have a different approach on issues. Like I said, also is that we are also in court as well. We're in court on the red line. We're in court on the squatters provocation. So we are dealing with a lot at the same time. Say, look, let's give everything enough energy so that none of them slack or none of them are overlook the other. So we are busy in those fronts, and also that we're also busy with our program, with our main program, that is the reorganizing, institutionalizing, and formalization of the AR movement. Yeah. So and that has been our program for the past 2 years, and is gaining momentum as you speak. So those that are on the periphery will obviously think that the movement doesn't exist anymore. But those that are in the know know exactly what's happening, and appreciate the effort that the activists are putting in this program, because this program gave birth to two seats in council. So we are hoping that if we continue doing the most, we should be able to see Barbara's Bay also coming in the next elections. We should also see Katiba Molilo or Tavi Sokobun also doing the same thing.
Yeah. The challenge that many people see with AR, George, is that there seems to be a very blurry line between the movement and Dr. Mpanda, to the extent that Job as an individual seemed to shine more on his own than the movement itself. You spoke about the red line issue. That's a battle that is being fought by Job Mpanda. Maybe the movement is in the background, but it's a Job Mpanda case. And then, all these battles with Itakanji Morangi, the battles with the labor issues that those are his personal battles to fight. But there are many things that seem to be just fought by himself and not by the movement. Why is it that? Why are things structured that way?
Okay, so when President Gengob goes to the UN and speaks at the UN, is it Gengob speaking or is it or is it Namibia speaking? So I think
it's not the same
no,
comparison.
it is the same because
No.
look, remember, Joan Panda is the activist in chief of the AR movement.
Yes.
So at some point he does not need my approval or the movement's approval when he does something. But obviously everything is done in consultation with the movement leadership. So like I said, if Jacob goes to UN and speaks his mind, that's not Jacob speaking, that's Namibia speaking. So at every point in time, and that's why I always tell people like, look, this.
But you see, Gengop, George, even on this same-sex issue, SWAPO had to sit as a central committee and pronounce themselves. The Politburo of SWAPO had to sit and come up with a position. So it would be awkward if Hage Gengop were just out there saying, yeah, these gay people, or no,
but then,
whatever.
No, it's good. You brought the best example. Now imagine.
He draws his mandate from the party.
Yes. Now, but why is the bill not signed yet? If SWAPO already made it, say, why is the bill not signed yet?
No, but that's not the question. The
No,
question is,
I'm trying to make you see that that there isn't any blur line unless you are trying to see one. The blur line doesn't exist unless you are trying to see one. Like I said, and you brought a good example. SWAPO said no to gay sex.
Yes.
Bluntly said it.
Yes.
I remember Politburo came brought a bill, passed in Parliament, and Gengop is there now with the bill in his hand. So now he has to make a choice, yes or no. Now I could say now is he refusing on his own capacity, or is he refusing as the head of SWAPO? Because remember, he's amended as well.
No, but he hasn't refused. He hasn't pronounced himself yet.
Yes.
So we are waiting. We can't say he rejected the thing yet.
So,
but if he rejects it, while his party actually sort of mandated him to actually...
That is going against the party.
Yeah.
Like I said, but don't here to discuss in Gengo. All I'm just saying that there isn't any bloodlines unless you try to show, like, and that's everything that's the challenge that Namibians have every day.
Yeah.
Now, if today, if tomorrow you see me in SWAPO colors or whatever thing it is, I'm not gonna say that no, the AR movement has joined has gone back.
So no, not exactly, but okay, I hear your point. Let's put this to you. Do you think, for example, because AR seem to have started losing steam from the moment the good doctor went to council, because the battle maybe he thought the battle would be easier to fight from inside, because sometimes there are scenarios where fighting from inside makes
it better. Yes.
Yes, but because maybe he's a man of land rhetoric, and he thought, okay, if I go to the city, I become mayor, I exercise a particular power and influence, maybe things can happen. But if he found that it was actually the exact opposite, especially because you are in a minority and you have to rely on coalition members, the progressive forces no longer exist. Do you think that perhaps that also distracts him from the proper activism? Because now you'll be having one of your fingers pointing at yourself when you say land, while you are there and you're not delivering land.
No, definitely it's a double-edged sword, because remember, on one hand you have committed yourself towards a particular program, which is the ERA program. And then on the other hand is that as a council member, you're also committed towards the Hidipohamba program as a collective. Now, in that view, yes, there could be a little bit of tension. Say that, look, now I can no longer do the AR program because we're only two. So that we need to get a consensus around the opposition members. So but that would not say that, but that wouldn't justify that no, the doctor has lost steam, because like I said, there is a leadership in place right now in the interim, and the leadership should also be be able to hold the doctor, the good doctor, accountable, which is what the leadership is doing, and also that the leadership must also be able to run progress of the movement outside the good doctor, because because the movement doesn't exist around the good doctor, and that's one thing that I always try to tell people, that it doesn't exist. If Job today dies, God forbid, the movement still continues and must continue. If I die today, the movement, God forbid, it still needs to continue. But for us to always to constantly put the good doctor at the center of all our programs, we are doing an injustice to ourselves. And then it means that now, you yourself, as now putting the good doctor at the center of things, don't value yourself, don't also value the others that are around the good doctor in that particular space.
Yeah.
So we should be able to move away from that particular. In fact, the good doctor is not alone in the city. There's activist Ilse cases or also in the city. So because maybe I think maybe because the doctor is perhaps vocal, much more vocal. That's people where the spotlight is, but don't look at him in isolation, because it doesn't operate as a silo.
Yes. And the last question is, in fact, it's not a question but a request. Give me an exclusive story now. Is AR now registered as a political party? I want this platform to be the first where people hear that, yes, AR is now a political party.
But well, it's a good question, and I wish I could give the exclusive. But at the moment, is that what you can say is that the process is ongoing. ECN will pronounce itself, and because ECN is in charge of the particular process, yes. I can't pronounce it until ECN pronounces themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
George, thank you for
coming.
Very
much.
Yes. Cool. That's Hidipohamba George Kambala. He's a spokesperson, the national spokesperson of the Affirmative Repositioning movement, which celebrates its 9th year today, actually. So he came just to bring us up to speed with what is happening at the movement. Thank you for watching.